Mastercard Foundation has a key focus on supporting academically talented, vulnerable youth. Meaning you must be academically oriented, but you're vulnerable, you're constrained, you're facing barriers. And Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program supports them to access higher education or quality higher education. Currently, it's been only at Makerere University, but with time, we are likely to see many other universities come on board. We have looked at the different barriers, and what do we see? We see barriers at 3 levels. We have the individual level barriers, which is about this refugee, male or female. What is it that is constraining them to access higher education? There are many things, but number one is the financial constraint. All of us in this room acknowledge their financial status, and we know that quality education in Uganda is coming with a price, especially if you're targeting to go to the university. When I looked at the Education Response Plan 1, the achievements and the challenges this forum has faced, there is a lot of emphasis on primary and secondary education. Does this signify that as we are drafting this response plan, we had low expectations on opportunities for higher education? Were we dreaming small? Did we see that our refugee colleagues cannot go for higher education in Uganda? Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ought to dream big. The same way we see our own children, everybody would like their children to go to the university, isn't it? And quality university education. Let's have the same dream for the refugees. And beyond dreaming, let's identify those barriers and break them. That's the only way we are going to get there. Now, at individual level, I've talked about the finance and I've talked about the cost of education. We all agree that the cost of education is really high. But does that mean that the refugee community shall not be educated? No. We have all frameworks, she's highlighted some of them, where we commit to support and harness them within the Ugandan boundaries. I also recognize that we, the institutions of higher education, have a lot of barriers. Look at our admission requirements. Ask yourself, how many students who have studied in the refugee community schools can qualify for medicine with the cutoff points? Are we saying no refugee can become a medical doctor? Are we saying no refugee can become a lawyer? Somebody's economic challenges, there's no correlation with academic excellence. There is no correlation with brilliancy. Meaning, let's harness that brilliance of these individuals by breaking the economic barriers. The foundation has committed to inclusivity for 2 categories of persons in this country. 1, the refugees and displaced youth. 2, the young people living with disabilities. For purposes of this forum, let me only focus on the first category. Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program is granting Makerere close to 2,000 scholarships come January 2023. Of these, 25% have been closed off for refugee community. Meaning, out of the 2,000 scholarships coming to Makerere, if the proposal goes through, 500 have been earmarked for refugees and displaced youth. This is where the trick is. Will our refugee students and displaced youth qualify for university education? There is one room of having slots designated, and the other is to have them enter the gates of Makerere through the admission lists. That's where all of us in the room, here, virtual and physical, need to do something. What can we do to support those young men and women in high school to get on the admission list of Makerere University and all the other universities that are going to be supported?